What you're about to see is a true story, an investigation into the weight loss industry revealing the real way celebrities manage to drop 15, 20, or even 30 pounds almost instantly, and the rumors surrounding this unique fat loss method. Viewer discretion is advised. Are the rich and famous harvesting human organs and using them to create weight loss supplements? Popular weight loss supplements that you've heard of before and have maybe even tried? How could this be possible? What is the science behind it, and is there any real evidence to prove that there's a sinister side to the weight loss industry that we don't know about? I'll answer all of those questions right inside this controversial presentation. Hi, my name is Christopher Hunt. I'm a journalist, and a damned good one, too. And what I'm going to show you today will completely shock you, and maybe even mortify you. It'll make you think twice about trusting just any weight loss supplement or diet fad that pops up on your computer screen. That's because there's rumor that a deadly scandal is happening behind the scenes in Hollywood, the Hamptons, and the richest neighborhoods in America, and even across the world. The fit, sexy, hot people who seem to never age, the elite, rich, and wealthy who magically have it all. Well, they have a secret to their success, all right? But it's not a simple caffeine supplement or fat burner. It's not about getting a personal trainer or home chef. In fact, it's something most people would never agree to doing if they knew they were doing it. And unfortunately, so many folks may unknowingly be participating in a worldwide blood ring that's killing millions of innocent people every year. It's all centered around today's most popular diet fad in America, the keto diet. And the truth about it all will shock you. Today, I'm sharing with you the story of late reporter Dale Rivers, whom I knew for a very brief time before he disappeared and was presumed dead. But while I did know him, Dale exposed to me a wild theory on the weight loss industry that at first I thought was too crazy to be true. But as I started putting the pieces together, I realized there was some real reason for concern. And after Dale went missing, right as he made a huge breakthrough in his story, I knew for certain that there had to be something dark going on. If you want to lose weight and are excited by the promising fat loss of the keto diet, then I highly suggest you pay attention to this short yet shocking presentation. I'm going to reveal to you why the keto diet is guaranteed to fail in the next 6 months, why it doesn't work any better than any other diet it has been compared to, and why journalist Dale Rivers and his peers were convinced that the keto diet is part of one of the most diabolical experiments known to mankind. Something that affects you directly if you're struggling with obesity or unwanted weight gain, and the many health complications that arise from it. This presentation isn't something you'll see every day. This is highly sensitive, groundbreaking content that will change how you view the weight loss industry completely, and it'll show you who you can trust to help you shed pounds healthily, naturally, even up to 15 pounds in the first month. All without the fear of poisoning or falling into one of Big Pharma's traps. The story I'm sharing is the most dangerous thing I've ever done as a reporter. Everyone from Big Pharma to diet industry execs absolutely hates me and wants to do everything to get this off the web. But I had to do it to save my sister's life, who was dying because of her obesity and had tried multiple diets and failed, and was at her wit's end looking for a way to defeat her weight gain. I also wanted to help protect millions of Americans like you who struggle with their weight loss and want to know the truth about getting healthy fast. I'm here to warn you of the dark side of weight loss industry supplements, and it's a shocking story that you won't believe until you see. So, like I mentioned, my name is Christopher Hunt. I'm a journalist, a husband, and a father of 3. And I recently found out something pretty spooky about the weight loss industry. Something you wouldn't want to be a part of if you knew what was happening. And like I mentioned earlier, it has a lot to do with this keto diet. Now, even if you've never tried the keto diet yourself, it's likely that someone you know has, and maybe you've been considering it, or another diet fad. That's why I'm going to show you everything I've learned as an investigative journalist on the keto diet. And trust me, in about 3 minutes, you'll be so happy that I did. But first, let me tell you about the day when my life hit rock bottom. It all started when my baby sister Caroline had a stroke. 2 weeks before her 52nd birthday, my sister was clinging to her life in a hospital room, unable to speak, and paralyzed on the right side of her body. Caroline battled weight issues her entire life, and despite all her dieting, exercising, and following doctor's orders, Caroline never could keep the weight off. And the day she had her stroke, her poor health finally caught up with her. I thought I was going to lose my baby sister to obesity, and I was anxious to try to save her life. But Caroline was such a mess. Every day I went to visit her, the doctors told me the same thing. They didn't know if she'd ever recover from her stroke. And they didn't know if she'd ever be herself again. That wasn't the news my brother-in-law or their 4 kids wanted to hear. And it broke my heart to watch my nieces and nephews struggle without their mom at home with them. Throughout her life, Caroline had suffered a lot with her weight battles. As a teenager, she was bullied and fat-shamed in school. Then, in her late 20s, she finally got fed up with her weight and was inspired by the South Beach diet to lose 35 pounds. For the first time in her life, Caroline looked and felt beautiful on the inside and out. The success made her feel great, confident, and sexy. And for about 2 years, she enjoyed the life of a fit, healthy woman. She even found a man of her dreams and got married. Everyone who knew her was either awestruck or jealous of her beauty and success. It was like Caroline had the perfect life. But then, all of that changed when she got pregnant with my niece Sylvie. Now, don't get me wrong, my niece Sylvie was a blessing to our entire family. And the day Caroline became a mother is still the happiest day of her life. But when it came to Caroline's model-esque physique, well, let's just say, she was a little less South Beach and a lot more mama bear. And as any healthy mother should, Caroline gained a hefty amount of weight during her pregnancy, close to 30 pounds. And soon after Sylvie was born, then came Jakey, Will, and their youngest Allie. And before she knew it, my sis Caroline was a wife and mama of 4, but was also back to being 60 pounds overweight. Caroline found herself at a strange crossroads, because while she was happy to be a mom, she was not happy with her body, and she felt the same way many mothers do. She felt like she gave up her body and youth for her children. Your hips widen, your breasts droop, and the fat clings around your stomach, butt, and arms, making you look and feel so unattractive and unhealthy. Plus, juggling a family of 4 all night and day is a full-time job, and finding healthy meals to eat and time to exercise is not easy. Heck, it's damned near impossible. Even when Caroline tried to stick to her old diet and exercise plan that helped her lose weight in her 20s, things just weren't as simple this time around. The older she got, the worse her weight struggles became. And losing weight became harder and harder, while putting it on seemed as easy as breathing air. It was depressing for Caroline. But she had to face it. Her body had changed, and it would never be the same again. It was no one's fault, just a fact of life. And if she wanted to be around for her children and husband, she needed to do something about her weight gain, before it was too late. For years, Caroline's doctor warned her about her weight gain and the complications she could face if she didn't do something about it. I don't know if Caroline was in denial about it, but she just never seemed to get better. And then finally, all of our worst fears came to life when she had that stroke that left her hospitalized for 2 months. Now we're dealing with something way bigger than diet and exercise. Caroline needed a miracle to get this weight off, or else it was likely she would die. The doctor told me straight up that next time she wouldn't be so lucky, and that we needed to get serious about her weight loss if we wanted her to survive. One of the things that the doctor recommended was a low-carb diet, saying that it would help her lose some weight, which was the biggest priority in Caroline getting healthy again. When I asked the doctor about a specific diet, he told me to look at keto, which kind of surprised me because I had always written off the keto diet as just another fad diet. When you pay attention to the diet trends, you'd see that the keto diet is really no different than the paleo or Atkins diets. Starve yourself of one thing, eat a bunch of another, see dramatic weight loss results. That's the gist of every diet craze. But in my experience, when you see weight loss like that, it's usually all water weight, which means it'll help you look less bloated for a few weeks or so, but in time that weight will all come back on. Plus, keto and diets like that seemed quite extreme to me, given the dramatic change you have to make to your diet. Anything that is a complete 180 of your normal routine, whether a diet, exercise plan, or way of life, is really, really hard to stick to. And I feel the weight loss industry preys upon the weak and sick, giving them false hope that they can truly transform their lives with their latest diet fad. We already know that the data shows that 90% of diets fail, and for folks going keto, the average person quits within 6 months, while celebrities with the best access to medicine and doctors seem to easily stick to the diet. But Caroline's doctor insisted that we give keto a try. It could be the trick to getting her weight down. And he said that he'd seen a lot of success with it. I wasn't really sure about this whole keto thing, and I didn't want to put my sister in even more danger. But we had to trust the doctor, right? It was such a confusing situation, and on top of worrying about my sister, right around the same time Caroline had her stroke, I lost my job as a journalist at the local paper, and I was reduced to freelancing for a trash tabloid magazine just to keep the bills paid. It was a pretty crushing blow to my ego because I considered myself a great writer. I went to E.W. Scripps School of Journalism, and I even interned at the Chicago Tribune. But like a lot of good journalists, I had a hard time getting my big breakout story, especially in the fake news era when even our reputable news sources are spouting lies all day. I fought with my editor on everything because I wanted to write the truth and he wanted sensationalized news. And that's how I got cut from a good-paying, notable job. The way things fell apart, I was lucky that the tabloid even picked me up. So with my sister sick and me basically working a minimum wage job at the age of 55, this was for sure an all-time low for me. But little did I know that the job at the tabloids would lead me down a winding path of secrets that would, in the most surprising way, help me discover the breakthrough that would end up saving my sister Caroline's life. So, like I said, working at the tabloids was very demoralizing. The tabloids are basically the McDonald's of journalism. No good for you, but hard to resist. And our magazine ran some pretty outlandish stories. Things like Putin is really an alien and I married the Loch Ness Monster. Stories that were so wild and crazy, it was hard not to read them. Everyone working at the magazine was an oddball, to say the least. But there was a particular journalist who was way deeper into conspiracy theories than any of us. His name was Dale Rivers, the man I mentioned earlier. Dale was the kind of guy who reminded you of the wacky scientist in Back to the Future, He had tons of harebrained conspiracies about the world that even folks at the magazine thought were a little too wild for print. And out of everyone there, Dale was the only guy who actually believed the kinds of stuff he was writing. Now, given Dale's reputation around the office, I usually avoided him at all costs. But one day, I walked by his empty office and saw a pile of keto diet books stacked on his desk. Given my situation with Caroline and her weight problems, I couldn't help but start leafing through the books. But as soon as I picked one up, Dale came walking in, and he was livid that I was near his desk. "What are you doing near my things, trying to snoop on my story? I see," he said, pushing me out of the way. That's when I explained to him that I didn't mean to pry. I was just curious about the books, and I let him know about my sister's situation at the hospital. Well, that's when Dale seemed to get serious. "You want to know what I'm working on?" he said to me, and I nodded because I honestly was hoping that it would lead me on a clue to help Caroline out. Dale shut the door and invited me to take a seat at his desk with him. Looking around Dale's office, I noticed he had stacks and stacks of paper piled up all around, and heaps of documents and crates all over. Whatever Dale was working on, he took his research very seriously, and didn't seem too keen on using a computer to store all of his data. "I'm old school. They can't find you if you fly under the radar," he said to me. Dale was one paranoid man. Then he started asking me about how long my sister had been sick, and what she was doing about her weight. I told him that her doctor was suggesting a low-carb diet like keto, which was why I was so interested in these books. Dale got quiet for a second, shooting paranoid looks back and forth as he contemplated how he was going to share his research with me. Then he let it all out. Dale said he was writing a piece that was supposed to really blow the lid off a 70-year conspiracy. It was all centered around the latest diet craze, the keto diet. He said he started following the diet very closely in 2017, once it surpassed the paleo diet as the most popular diet in America. With big-name stars like Halle Berry and Kim Kardashian swearing by it, and fitness fanatics around the world raving about how keto helped them lose pounds of weight like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, Dale was convinced that the keto diet was really part of a bone-chilling conspiracy, that A-list celebrities and the wealthiest families in the world were investing billions of dollars in keto diet science. By enlisting the world's smartest microbiologists to develop the purest supplement to fight weight gain and aging. Something that could take the dieting out of the keto diet and make you slim, fit, and healthy forever. Dale called the story the gut scavengers because in his theory, scientists were abducting humans and stealing their lower intestines to collect something humans can't live without. Our gut bacteria. Now at this point, I told Dale, hold the phone. Kidnappings, organ harvesting, and mad scientists funded by celebrity billionaires? This was in fact the wildest story I had ever heard, and I flat out told Dale he was full of it. But Dale told me that's where I was wrong. He said I didn't see the connection, and so he began sketching out the most bizarre map I've ever seen. He said that Russian scientists were paying the Mexican cartel to kidnap humans off the streets and traffic them to a top-secret lab in Moscow where despicable, horrible things happened to them. There, evil scientists performed experiments on living humans, some of these people barely old enough to go to college. Dale said he had insider's evidence to prove that scientists were ripping out these people's lower intestines to harvest their gut bacteria, and then taking this human bacteria and fermenting it in petri dishes for months, until the bacteria was ready to be crystallized with sodium, magnesium, and potassium, and turned into hard salts. And what did they do with these salts? According to Dale, these salts were the very contents packaged and sold in a popular keto diet supplement that promises faster weight loss with the keto diet. Something that's been sold all over the world and used by millions of people. They're called BHB salts. And these were the same types of supplements the doctor was trying to get Caroline to start taking. They are what celebrities have claimed as their secret weapon to getting the best results on the keto diet. And fitness celebs and gurus have made millions endorsing a variety of BHB supplements around the world. I mean billions. Dale's theory was that human beings were being trafficked and experimented on in order to create a keto diet product that benefited the rich and wealthy. And some people could be taking supplements with human matter in them every single day. And it was happening right under our noses. How bizarre was that tale? Now, I had to give it to Dale. He really knew how to tell a story. At this point, I still couldn't bring myself to believe a word of what he was saying. And as I got up to leave, Dale said one final thing to me. If you love your sister, you'll heed my warning. Do your homework on these keto supplements. You won't be sorry. Feeling a little unnerved, I thanked Dale for his time and left his office, thinking to myself, that's the last time I go snooping around. Well, the next day came and I had to admit, as strange as it was, Dale's story was still heavy on my mind, and I wanted to talk to him about it more. But when I got to his office, Dale was nowhere to be found. In fact, his entire office had been emptied out. All his stacks of paperwork and studies had been packed up and removed. Not even a staple was left behind. I went to my boss and asked what happened to Dale, to which he hesitated to answer, finally muttering out something like, he left the magazine to, seek new opportunities. Now that made me raise an eyebrow. How did a guy who was so serious about his work and had such a strong reputation with the magazine just up and leave his job like that? I tried calling Dale with the phone number on his card, but no one ever answered. It was like he vanished out of thin air. This kind of got me spooked because I wondered if maybe Dale was a little too on the nose with this keto story, and somebody shut him up and forced him into hiding. Or worse, made him disappear for good. Well, this really got my mind wondering. Not only was I curious about the keto thing for my sister Caroline, who was so sick in the hospital, but now that Dale had gone missing, I had to know the truth for sure. Did Dale have any credibility in what he was saying about human bacteria being used to make these BHB salts? Or was Dale as cuckoo as a Cocoa Puff? And was this just the result of years of working for a zany tabloid column? Well, I decided to start looking into the BHB keto thing myself, quietly though, because now it seemed that there could be some danger in investigating the story. But even still, some part of me thought that maybe by going down this rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, I'd find something that could actually help Caroline get better. But the first thing I needed to find out was if anything that Dale said was true. Did the rich and famous really have the means to use other humans to stay healthy? Well, let me just say, I was shocked to find out that the rich and famous did have a history of doing eccentric things to preserve their health. There's, of course, the urban legend that Walt Disney cryogenically froze his head in hopes of reawakening in the future. And even recently, Silicon Valley geniuses have been using blood transfusions from young people to help stave off aging and improve their physical looks. Plus, I even found the shockingly popular vampire facial amongst celebs that actually uses real blood plasma to regenerate skin cells. These stories made me think twice about Dale's gut scavengers theory. If the rich and famous were openly doing things like blood facials, maybe they would stop at nothing to have better health, even if it meant taking the lives of someone else. Now, Whoever Dale was working with to get the inside scoop on his gut scavenger investigation was a tight-lipped person, because I couldn't find a single shred of evidence online that could connect all the dots like Dale had. So I decided to pivot to something I could probably figure out. What the heck was in these BHB salts, and how were they made? And how did they work in the keto diet? Okay, so remember when I said that the keto diet is just like any other diet out there? Starve yourself of one thing, overload on another? Well, in the keto diet, you're starving yourself of carbs and overloading on healthy fats. The diet is based off the theory that if you can switch your body's main fuel source from carbs to fat, then it can start burning fat as fuel and essentially help melt pounds of stored fat off your body. This is exactly what happens when your body goes into ketosis, which is how the keto diet gets its name. Scientifically, ketosis is actually your body's default preservation mode when it's starved of carbs or lacking proper nutrition. Our bodies are designed to burn away at stored fat when we go hours or days without eating, so we can survive. With the keto diet, you sort of trick your body into thinking it's starving by not giving it carbs, but just giving it tons of fat. The difference is supposed to result in more energy, less hunger, and extreme fat loss, which sounds good to anyone struggling with obesity, right? Keto fanatics think that fat is better than carbohydrates as a fuel source. That's because fat has over twice the amount of energy as a carbohydrate. Then, there's a compelling study completed by the Journal of Diabetes Therapy where researchers completed a year-long placebo-controlled randomized trial on over 218 people to study the effects of the keto diet on diabetics. Shockingly, researchers discovered that the keto diet helped reduce the need for insulin in 94% of the participants. And participants also were able to decrease their diabetes prescription dependence from 57% to 30%. Those are pretty impressive results when it comes to any diet. Plus, when you eat healthy fats, you get a lot of nutrients like omega-3s and fatty acids, which doctors and scientists say are essential to your long-term health and well-being. But here's the real reason why so many people are crazy for going keto. It's supposed to help you burn tons of stored fat off your body fast. The research proves that folks on the keto diet experience rapid weight loss, and the success story showed the dramatic difference going keto can make in your physical health. When you're going keto, you can average between losing 1 to 3 pounds each week, and if you add exercise to that program, you can lose 4 pounds or more each week. This is why keto is so popular. It gets you noticeable weight loss results fast and can help you fight off obesity-related diseases like diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. Okay, so where does BHB come into play? When your body is in a state of ketosis, instead of producing lots of glucose, blood sugar, it produces something called ketones. We make our own ketones in our bodies, called endogenous ketones, and while on the keto diet, it's important to increase your ketone count so that you can achieve optimal fat burning. BHB stands for beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is a molecule that closely resembles natural ketones made inside of the human body. In supplement form, BHB is known as an exogenous ketone, meaning you have to ingest it in order to get it into your body. Well, the theory is if you can flood your body with exogenous ketones like BHB salts, you can quickly drive up your body's ketone count. And you can force your body into an instant state of ketosis, meaning you can skip all the slow, painful transition from eating a high-carb diet to a high-fat diet, and you can avoid things like the keto flu, which can leave you sick for weeks. BHB salts are like a shortcut to the keto diet, and it's how celebrities have managed to win at the keto diet and keep off their weight for years, while regular people tend to struggle with it for months before eventually giving it up. Well, Once I figured out how BHB worked to put you into an instant state of ketosis, I started looking into how BHB was made. Well, I was pretty shocked to see this, but turns out BHB is actually made from bacteria. But whether the bacteria was human or not, well, that remains to be seen. Everything I found suggested bacteria is usually either animal-based or plant-based, but never human-based. Though I also wouldn't expect any reputable scientific journal to actually admit that they used human samples to create BHB supplements. While it was highly unlikely that humans were being killed to make BHB supplements, there was an extremely high chance that the bacteria being used to create these BHB supplements was unsafe. According to my research, the BHB fermentation process is not a cut-and-dry process. Whenever you're working with bacteria and fermentation, there's a fine line between just right and rancid. And in order to get the kinds of pure results you need for an optimal BHB supplement, you need to go through several rigorous phases of testing to ensure the bacteria is treated correctly and isn't exposed to the wrong kinds of elements. When it comes to the type of bacteria used to create BHB, only 2 types of bacteria should ever be considered: Acetobacter and Rhizobium. Acetobacter is the bacteria used to ferment apple cider vinegar. It's completely safe, natural, and doesn't come from humans. Rhizobium is a plant-based microorganism that is found in legumes like peas and beans. These 2 bacteria together replicate the same exact actions as natural ketones inside the human body. And according to a recent placebo-controlled trial published by the Journal of Nutritional Medicine, when taking BHB salts formed out of these 2 bacteria, subjects saw their abdominal fat cells shrink by 30%. That's not all. In another study, this one published in the Frontiers of Physiology, exogenous BHB supplementation increased the rate at which the subject entered ketosis by 85%. And on average, the subjects in the study entered ketosis within 2 hours of ingestion. This means with BHB salts, you see faster weight loss than dieting on keto alone. And there's even more research to back this up. Scientists also discovered in a recent study by the Journal of Metabolic Medicine that athletes using BHB supplementation before workouts experienced an increase in fat loss by 23%, which is really great news. The more I researched, the more promising BHB looked as a credible weight loss aid, so long as the ingredients were correct and the source trustworthy. And I thought perhaps I could find a BHB supplement that worked for Caroline, who was suffering pretty badly from her weight. Her obesity landed her in the hospital with a stroke. Maybe these BHB salts were the solution to all her problems. At this point, I was willing to try out one of these ketone BHB salt formulas. But it all came down to finding a company I could trust. Because with the market flooded with BHB salts, coffee, teas, and drinks of all sorts, I knew finding a good company would be like finding a needle in a haystack. For me, the decision came down to 2 things. Number 1, quality, and 2, process. We've already discussed at length how important it is to have the right bacteria when it comes to BHB salts. But you also shouldn't skimp on the quality of sodium, potassium, and magnesium being used to create the salt. As for the process of creating the BHB, that's very important too. The most important step to creating BHB is hydrolyzation, or the act of breaking chemical bonds with water. Do it the right way, and you'll end up with a quality product that works quickly. Do it the wrong way, and you've spoiled months of work and product in one slip-up. Hydrolysis should only be performed in a lab under the highest quality GMP-certified conditions in order to ensure the best outcome. So I started hunting down a company that was transparent enough to tell me both what their BHB was made of and talk about their hydrolyzation process. Well, as you can expect, not a lot of companies wanted to give me the recipe to their secret sauce. I got a lot of people hanging up the phone on me, even after sharing my sob story about my tragically overweight sister. These companies seemed to have more to hide than I realized, and for a while I wondered how I was going to find something good for Caroline. But then I got a lucky break one day when I walked into work and there was a blank envelope sitting on my desk. Suspicious, I tore it open and started reading the contents inside. It didn't have a signature on it, but from the very first words, I knew it was from Dale. The letter said something along the lines of, "Don't get yourself caught up like me," and that he was forced into hiding. And it was likely that if I tried to trace this back to him, he could be dead. He wouldn't say anything about his investigation other than, "It's better to know less," and then he surprised me at the end with a short little message. "I've been thinking about your sister Caroline. I know a company that you can trust. Reach out to this number below and let them know Dodgy sent you." And that's all he wrote. Well, you'd better believe I got on the phone the very next moment and called this company. I didn't even think about the consequences of dialing this number. Maybe it was a setup. Maybe Dale was pulling my leg. But when I dialed that number, a man answered, and I told him exactly what Dale told me to say. Dodgy sent me. That's when things got exciting. The man whose name I left out for confidentiality reasons owned a keto BHB salt slab that was different than the rest. First of all, the company was based here in the United States, and the team of scientists had been working together for the last 7 years on this particular formulation. They had caught on to the keto trend early in its beginning phases and began their supplement company with a view to create a product that helped people avoid the keto flu. But as they kept working at it, they realized they had a unique formula that helped you not only go into ketosis more quickly, but also kept you in ketosis longer and increased your fat burn. This wasn't something you needed to take just when you started keto, but something you could take every day even if you weren't doing the keto diet. In fact, it helped retrain your body to burn fat as fuel within minutes of ingesting. And it did it without causing any gastrointestinal side effects, like the nausea, constipation, dizziness, and stomach cramps that happens when you try other supplements. This company did something different than other BHB salt makers, which was add 3 essential ingredients to boost the power of their BHB formula, something that made it more natural, healthy, and effective than anything else out on the market. Well, after agreeing to some confidentiality agreements and working out a plan to test their supplement, I decided to have it shipped to me as I could share it with Caroline. At this point, Caroline had been in the hospital for close to 2 months, and the doctor was ready to discharge her. By miracle alone, she had regained her nerve and muscle strength after her stroke, but she still hadn't managed to lose much weight, even with the doctors giving her low-carb hospital food every day. My main concern was that now that Caroline was home, she would be surrounded by the tempting foods in her cupboards, the snacks and goodies she kept stocked up for her kids and grandchildren. Caroline was still about 50 pounds overweight when she got home. The doctor recommended that she lose at least another 30 pounds of weight to ensure her stroke risks were decreased by half. I told Caroline that we would try taking this new BHB supplement daily without making any changes to her diet. And if we could get between 1 and 3 pounds of weight loss every week, then we would know it was working, and we would keep using it. Caroline agreed that she would try, but she said she wasn't going to get her hopes up, and I couldn't blame her for feeling that way after everything she had been through. So now was the moment of truth. The first few days were a bit of an emotional roller coaster because Caroline began taking the BHB supplements as instructed. And while she felt an initial increase in energy, she didn't experience any major bowel movements or body sweats, which is normally a sign that weight loss is happening. Instead, she just felt like she was more alert and focused, which was nice, but wasn't a clear indicator that this BHB supplement was actually working. I was a little nervous that maybe I had gone too far down the rabbit hole on this, and was wasting both mine and Caroline's time. Caroline wasn't very optimistic to begin with, and she seemed to be taking the BHB supplements just to make me, her big brother, happy. And by day 3, I was starting to think I should just call it off altogether. Maybe I was just anxious to see results, or maybe I didn't want to get Caroline's hopes up. But something in me told me to keep going and not to quit, because in the end it would be worth it. Well, I'm glad that we stuck with it, because on the 4th day, Caroline really started to feel a change. And when she hopped on the scale, she was 1 pound lighter. Now, 1 pound doesn't sound like much, but heck, given Caroline's situation, we were pretty thrilled to see any type of improvement. Caroline was happy, but we both knew it could just be coincidence, and that we ought to really wait until the 7-day mark to see if we had any real weight loss. Well, when we got to the 7th day, we were all nearly dumbstruck, because Caroline surprisingly had dropped 5 pounds, which was double anything I ever expected. I thought for sure that Caroline had been cutting out meals to make her weight loss more dramatic, but she promised she hadn't done anything different besides take the supplement daily. And it just got better and better from there. After 2 weeks, Caroline was down a full 8 pounds, which was pretty exciting. I thought she would struggle more to lose the weight, but it was actually like it was literally melting off from the very first use. And as time passed and she kept taking the BHB formula, Caroline's weight and health continued to improve. 3 weeks in, Caroline was down 11 pounds. And at the 1-month mark, she had lost a total 15 pounds. You could see the weight disappearing from her cheeks, arms, and waistline. And we knew it was only the start. Over the next 6 months of following this daily regimen, Caroline dropped a jaw-dropping 40 pounds. It was the most incredible transformation I've ever seen. She was losing weight like the celebrities and fitness gurus without ever stepping foot into a gym or changing her diet. It was all the magic of this amazing BHB supplement that was specially fortified to help people like Caroline, whose weight issues have always plagued them. And along with the weight, the rest of Caroline's health issues disappeared. Her high blood pressure and high cholesterol dropped down to its natural healthy ranges, and she even started feeling more energized and active. Plus, you could tell she was finally loving her body again. She was so happy to dig out old jeans and dresses she hadn't worn in years, and in the morning, she'd spend hours in the mirror getting ready, just in awe of her body and her slim figure. But Caroline wasn't the only one who took notice of her weight loss. Everyone in the family and around town began noticing Caroline's huge health transformation. People at the grocery store and the bank didn't even recognize her. I'll never forget, one night we went to a bar to celebrate her weight loss success, and the bartender wouldn't accept her ID because he didn't believe that the sick, overweight woman in the photo was the same beautiful, healthy, vibrant woman standing in front of him. Caroline didn't even care that we couldn't buy any drinks. She was so happy that she was no longer trapped with all that unhealthy fat weighing her down and ruining her health and self-esteem. Caroline was a new woman, turning a new leaf, and no one could stop her now. Well, you can bet that everyone who knew her asked about what we did to have such amazing success, after it seemed that nothing could save Caroline's life. Caroline told everyone that her brother, the journalist, researched and found the best BHB supplement known to man, and she had me to thank for saving her life. It made me proud to know that I could help my sister when she needed me most. And that's when I knew I had to share my story with the makers of the product personally and let them know just how ecstatic I was that they put together such an amazing BHB salt formula. Something that took the diet out of keto dieting, but left you with all the amazing results, like a slimmer waistline, more energy, and burning tons of fat. Something you could trust was pure, safe, clean, and highly optimized to give you the best weight loss results of your life. The name of this BHB formula is MegaPlex Keto Blend. And MegaPlex Keto Blend is different than the other BHB supplements on the market due to its amazingly all-natural formula, featuring 3 surprising ingredients that help take BHB salt-fat burning power to a brand new level, including raw apple cider vinegar, which is rich with acetobacter, the main bacteria used to create BHB. Apple cider vinegar is also a natural fat burner that is loaded with antioxidants that keep your body running at optimal performance. MCT powder, which stands for medium-chained triglycerides, which are the essential healthy fats that boost brain performance, alertness, energy, and fat-burning power. Green tea extract, which is considered the healthiest tea on the face of the earth, as it's loaded with antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and stimulating caffeine that gives you an energy rush without the jitters. Plus, green tea extract has been effective in curbing appetite, which helps you lose more fat fast. Plus, MegaPlex Keto Blend is made with the highest quality BHB salts possible, including magnesium, sodium, and potassium. And we only use the 2 best plant-based bacteria that should ever be considered for BHB supplements, acetobacter and rhizobium, which are both clinically safe, effective, and 100% healthy for you. And you can bet your life it doesn't contain any human organs of any kind. Each ingredient has been scientifically proven to help lower fat and reverse obesity. And when combined together, these fat-blasting ingredients give you the ultimate defense against weight gain. No matter how long you've suffered from obesity, you should know that MegaPlex Keto Blend is manufactured right here in the U.S., in a facility that follows all GMP guidelines. And we also have each batch tested by an independent third-party laboratory to ensure that what's on the label is really inside each bottle. So, when you add the facts up, it should be pretty clear why we believe MegaPlex Keto Blend is the most advanced natural BHB ketone salt supplement available today. With our all-natural, bioavailable ingredients, MegaPlex Keto Blend is unmatched in its ability to melt body fat, manage weight, lower blood sugar, lower bad cholesterol, improve heart health, and so much more. And our highly advanced BHB salts formula is full of natural antioxidants, which can protect you from long-term health risks and dangerous free radicals too. In fact, within just a few short weeks of taking MegaPlex Keto Blend, you could feel like you've been given a new lease on life. Imagine if you could stand in the mirror and not see a hanging belly. Imagine being able to eat your favorite foods again without feeling guilty. Or finally getting the thumbs up from your doctor to stop taking your diabetes medication. Imagine your weight struggles disappearing from your life forever, feeling healthier, more energized, and more confident than ever before. Now, stop imagining, because those are exactly the kind of things people who use MegaPlex Keto Blend report. Just like Dave Miller in Louisville, Kentucky, he says, "When I saw Chris's MegaPlex Keto Blend presentation, I felt that I finally found someone who understood what I was going through. My unwanted body fat had been my ball and chain all of my life, and I wanted to do anything to stop it. MegaPlex Keto Blend helped me get my weight under control, and for the first time in 7 years, I'm feeling like my life is worth living. I've trimmed up, become more active, and I just feel like I got a second chance at life. Plus, the ingredients feel so clean and natural. I don't have any jitters or anxiety, and I never changed my diet. MegaPlex Keto Blend is now part of my daily regimen." And Carissa Taylor of Scottsdale, Arizona, she says, "My husband Marty and I have both been on an uphill battle with our weight for almost a decade now. We'd follow our doctor's advice only to end up hospitalized and sick. Marty has diabetes now, and the disease nearly drove us apart, with Marty having to spend upwards of $1,000 a month on medical bills. When Marty almost died of a heart attack, I said enough is enough. We weren't going out that way. MegaPlex Keto Blend has been such a tremendous blessing. The improvement both Marty and I have made in just a few short months is fantastic. I lost 17 pounds in 6 weeks, and Marty is down 23 pounds. It has not only made us healthier, but the success we've had with MegaPlex Keto Blend has brought us closer together. Thank you, MegaPlex Keto Blend, for giving me hope that we could have our health and marriage back. So, now let me share exactly how you can join Dave and Carissa, and the more than 12,000 people across the country who are using MegaPlex Keto Blend every day, and who report that they've never experienced such fast and effective fat loss than when using this breakthrough formula. The normal price for MegaPlex Keto Blend is $149, and while I know that might sound pretty steep, you need to remember that there's really nothing else like MegaPlex Keto Blend available on the market today. The vast majority of BHB or weight loss supplements you see for sale online and at health stores are questionable quality at best. Some of them are even manufactured across the border in Mexico, where there's the danger of lead and other poisons creeping in. And as you've seen, many pharmaceuticals just make problems worse and put you on a medication merry-go-round for the rest of your life. Plus remember, our MegaPlex Keto Blend is guaranteed to only use certified ingredients and have gone through multiple channels of testing, so that you can be sure you have the real thing inside of each package. And you won't run the risk of taking one of these random supplements that can cost you your health and well-being. Plus, given that the ingredients inside of MegaPlex Keto Blend have been scientifically proven to lower your body fat, reverse unwanted weight gain, and improve your high blood pressure and cholesterol, and even help you with your energy and mental focus, the chances are high that if you begin using MegaPlex Keto Blend regularly, you'll end up cutting $300 a month or more from your healthcare costs. Plus, MegaPlex Keto Blend not only can help you lose weight, it comes with a load of side benefits, like a more controlled appetite, better stamina, improved metabolism, and better cardiovascular health. This means a healthier you and less money spent on prescriptions, doctor visits, and health insurance. So, considering you'll probably save at least $6,360 in annual healthcare costs when you use MegaPlex Keto Blend to conquer your obesity and protect your health, I really do think that $149 is a fair price for MegaPlex Keto Blend. But while that may be the case, I also know that many folks are on a fixed income or a tight budget, and that $149 is a lot to ask. And so, after much back and forth, I've decided to give you a special deal from right inside this presentation, a discount that will let you try out MegaPlex Keto Blend for not $149 or even $97, but instead just $69. That's a savings of $80. But it's still just the start, you see, because so many of our customers end up ordering 6 bottles of MegaPlex Keto Blend at a time, so that they remain stocked up on this important fat-blasting breakthrough, and so they can share it with their significant others, their family members, and their friends. We've created a special multi-bottle discount where you can get MegaPlex Keto Blend for as low as $49 per bottle. To get started right now with your own supply of MegaPlex Keto Blend, simply click the button you see below this video and place your order. I should also mention, this 6-bottle package is by far our most popular option, because the more you take MegaPlex Keto Blend, the better it'll work for you, and the more benefits you'll experience each day. That's why so many of our customers decide to stock up on MegaPlex Keto Blend when there are supplies available. That way, they can feel confident in knowing their journey to a healthier, sexier body won't be interrupted 30 days from now if we run out of stock. which happens a lot because of MegaPlex Keto Blend's incredible popularity. So go ahead and order your 6-month supply of MegaPlex Keto Blend today, or whatever amount is right for you, by clicking the button below this video right now. Once you do that, you'll go to our secure and encrypted checkout page, where you'll enter your basic order details. Total, this process takes less than 2 minutes, and the moment you're done, MegaPlex Keto Blend will be out the door and on the way to you. We'll also cover shipping and handling for you, which saves you another $12.99. But the free shipping is only available while there are supplies of MegaPlex Keto Blend in stock. You should also know that your order of MegaPlex Keto Blend is covered by our 6-month, 100% money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. Right now, you simply click the button below this video and secure your very own supply of MegaPlex Keto Blend. Your order will then arrive in the next 3 to 5 business days, and the moment you get it, I want you to rip open that packaging and start using MegaPlex Keto Blend. I'm incredibly confident that you'll notice a huge difference once you start taking this premium weight loss formula, that you'll enjoy watching the digits on your scale drop day after day, and that your weight will stay down too. And if you change your mind about MegaPlex Keto Blend for any reason in the next 6 months, just call or email our award-winning US-based customer service team, and we will immediately refund your full investment with 0 questions asked. Plus, on top of that, you don't even need to return your order. MegaPlex Keto Blend will be yours to keep as our way of saying thanks. So in other words, there is absolutely 0 risk or reason for hesitation here today. You have a full 180 days to see if MegaPlex Keto Blend is for you. And if you change your mind, you don't pay a dime. But if you're ready to take advantage of this life-changing offer, you do need to act fast, because when you choose to take control of your life and your health today, and you finally end your diabetes, high cholesterol, and unhealthy weight gain for good, you're not only saving your life, but you're saving the lives of your loved ones around you, who would be devastated if your weight issues cut your life short. So go ahead and choose the offer below that works best for you, and click the button you see below right now, and begin your journey to happier, healthier you as soon as today. There's no time to waste. In addition to only having a limited discounted supply available, we're also under constant fire from Big Pharma and Big Government. Given that MegaPlex Keto Blend helps people to restore their health and reverse their weight gain without taking any pills or using addictive substances or prescriptions, and that you don't need to pay for expensive doctor's visits or exams, the $66 billion weight loss industry can't stand what we're doing. As a result, we're under constant harassment from their lawyers, and I simply cannot guarantee how long this offer will remain online. So go ahead and order your very own supply of MegaPlex Keto Blend today by clicking the button below right away. You'll be saving up to $100 per bottle when you make that decision, getting shipping and handling for free at $12.99 savings. And you'll be protected by that 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee. It's one heck of a deal, 100% risk-free. But this presentation is ending, so this is your last chance. You've seen the science behind MegaPlex Keto Blend and its fat-blasting powers, and how using all natural ingredients can help you melt away fat upon the very first dose. You've seen how the ingredients inside of MegaPlex Keto Blend formula have been linked to decreasing fat, lowering bad cholesterol, losing weight, and even boosting brain and heart health. And how the unique BHB formula inside of MegaPlex Keto Blend can change your life. So, whether you want to drop stubborn weight fast, or you simply want to protect yourself from obesity, MegaPlex Keto Blend is the answer you've been looking for. Ultimately, the choice is yours, but I hope you'll make the smart decision by clicking the button below and trying your own risk-free supply of MegaPlex Keto Blend today. Sincerely, Chris Hunter. Hey, are you still there? No problem. I know that was a lot to take in, and maybe there's something on your mind still. So to help you out, let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions folks ask. That way, you can make your investment in MegaPlex Keto Blend today with total confidence. Number 1. Who is MegaPlex Keto Blend for? MegaPlex Keto Blend is a highly optimized weight loss formula that uses the power of highly optimized BHB salts, along with 3 other natural ingredients, to blast fat, decrease weight, lower blood sugar, decrease bad cholesterol, and fight against stroke and heart disease. But it's not just people who are suffering from obesity who can benefit from MegaPlex Keto Blend. This breakthrough is for anyone suffering from any type of weight-related issue, people who want to melt fat and strengthen their metabolism, or anyone who wants to live their most productive, happy life possible. 2. What makes MegaPlex Keto Blend different from all those other weight loss supplements I see advertised? MegaPlex Keto Blend is not a weight loss supplement in the traditional sense. MegaPlex Keto Blend uses the power of exogenous ketones to instantly put your body into a state of ketosis so that it can rapidly melt fat, burn fat as fuel, and give you more energy and stamina. The ingredients inside of MegaPlex Keto Blend are all natural, organic, and have been quality tested for purity, potency, and safety. And I went through the extra trouble to make sure the ingredients came from reputable suppliers. And the hydrolyzation process met all the highest scientific standards. Plus, our ingredients are non-synthetic, which means they aren't made with fillers and harmful chemicals that are found in prescription drugs. Additionally, MegaPlex Keto Blend is manufactured in a GMP-certified facility, and each batch is independently tested by a third-party laboratory, which ensures that what you see on the label is what you get inside each bottle. 3. How long will this offer be available for? That's a good question, but the answer is complicated. For one thing, because the cost to source our all-natural ingredients are quite high, we only have limited amounts of discounted supply in stock. Remember, normally MegaPlex Keto Blend is $149 a bottle. But through this web page, you can get it for just $69 per bottle while supplies last, and just $49 when you stock up today. Besides supplies being limited, however, there's also the threat that Big Pharma's multi-million-dollar lawyers shut us down. We'll certainly fight them as long as we can, but given the MegaPlex Keto Blend can help melt fat and manage weight-related illnesses, both the weight loss industry and Big Pharma are desperate to get this presentation removed from the internet fast. 4. What can you tell me about the guarantee again? As I mentioned, it's a full 6-month, 100% money-back guarantee. This means if you change your mind about your investment for any reason in the next 180 days, just call or email our award-winning U.S.-based customer service team, and we'll immediately refund your investment with 0 questions asked. In other words, there's no risk whatsoever. 5. Okay, I'm ready to order. What do I need to do? Simply click the button at the bottom of the presentation. You'll then go to our secure order page where you'll enter your shipping details. Then in 3 to 5 business days, MegaPlex Keto Blend will be at your front door. Shipping and handling are 100% free, which is a $12.99 savings. But remember, there are only limited supplies of MegaPlex Keto Blend available at any given time, which means that if you put this off, it could be months until you have another chance to experience MegaPlex Keto Blend for yourself. So go ahead and order MegaPlex Keto Blend now at this huge savings. And we look forward to hearing about your experience with this premium weight loss supplement.